I'm Elon Musk, and if you're watching this, I guess you want to understand how I got here, why I make the choices I make, and why I've spent my life chasing ideas that most people thought were impossible. I didn't start out trying to be an entrepreneur or a CEO or whatever titles people tend to assign. I started out as a kid in South Africa who loved computers, physics, and stories about making life multi-planetary. Those ideas grabbed me early, almost like they were waiting for me, and once they did, it was impossible to shake them. When I got my first computer, a Commodore VIC-20, I remember feeling like I had been handed a doorway into a different dimension. I would spend hours writing code, line by line, trying things, breaking things, learning, failing, trying again. And somehow that repetition felt more natural to me than anything else in my life. When I sold my first piece of software, a simple game, I wasn't thinking about money at all. I was thinking, if I can do this now, what can I do next? That question never stopped repeating itself. Eventually, I left South Africa, partly because I wanted opportunities I couldn't find there, and partly because I didn't want to participate in a system I disagreed with. I went to Canada, then the United States, and everywhere I went, I carried the same belief, that the future could be shaped, not just predicted. When I arrived in North America, I didn't have much, but I had curiosity, and curiosity, when paired with irrational determination, is far more valuable than resources. I studied physics and economics because I wanted to understand the fundamental rules, how the universe works, how people work, how systems evolve, and how to change them. At first, I thought I'd work in energy, sustainable energy specifically, because I believed the world needed a faster transition to renewables, but the internet was exploding and it felt like another gateway to the future. So, with my brother, I started Zip2. We slept in the office, showered at the YMCA, and spent our days building something we hoped would bring newspapers into the digital age. It wasn't glamorous, but it was exciting, and when the company was acquired, it gave me the chance to think bigger. That's where X.com came in, which later became PayPal. I wanted to revolutionize money, how it moves, how people use it, how much friction exists in the system. And even though that journey had a lot of internal battles, the outcome pushed digital finance forward in a way that made me realize something important. Technology can reshape entire industries, but only if you push through the resistance. After PayPal, I could have retired. People told me to. Actually, they insisted on it. But I kept thinking about space, about rockets, about the fate of humanity if we stayed on one planet forever. It didn't feel responsible to do nothing. So I founded SpaceX, even though the odds of success were generously near zero. We failed 3 launches in a row, and I remember the feeling of watching everything explode. Not just the rockets, but years of effort in seconds. But the 4th launch worked. That one launch saved the company, saved the vision, and opened the door to everything that came after. Falcon 9, Dragon, landing and reusing rockets, sending astronauts to the ISCs, and preparing for something much bigger, making life multiplanetary through Starship around the same time. I got involved with Tesla because I believed electric cars didn't have to be boring or slow or limited. They could be the future of transportation, but Tesla was brutal in the early days. We were close to dying multiple times. I put everything I had into keeping it alive financially and emotionally. The stress was insane, but the goal mattered, helping the world transition to sustainable energy. Solar City grew from that mission too, because energy generation and energy consumption needed to evolve together. As years passed, new problems emerged, problems that demanded new solutions. That's where things like Neuralink came from. The idea that if we want to keep up with AI and fully integrate with the tools we create, we may need a closer, more direct interface with our brains. The boring company came from my frustration with traffic. If something is annoying and nobody's fixing it, I tend to think, alright, I'll just do it myself. And then there's AI, one of the most important technologies of our time. Something powerful enough to help humanity or harm it, depending on how it's developed. My involvement in AI has always been guided by the belief that it must be safe, aligned, and beneficial to all. When I look back, none of these companies, none of these missions were ever about building businesses for the sake of business. They were about solving problems that mattered, problems that felt too big to ignore. People sometimes think I enjoy chaos or controversy or stress, but honestly I don't. What I enjoy is engineering, physics, thinking about the future, and turning ideas into reality. I enjoy building. I enjoy solving. And I enjoy knowing that the work might help humanity survive and flourish in the long run. My life hasn't been easy, and I don't expect it to be. The goals I've chosen don't come with calm schedules or predictable days, but they come with purpose, and purpose has always mattered more to me than comfort. If there's one thing I hope people take from my story, it's not that I'm special or exceptional or any of that. It's that big problems can be solved by people who are willing to try, fail, learn, and keep going. The future is built by those who show up again and again, even when the odds are terrible. So this is my story, or at least part of it, and it's still being written because the future is still out there, waiting, and I'm not done chasing it. After the early chaos of surviving, launch failures, production hell, financial cliffs, and everyone telling me I was insane, something interesting happened. The world started catching up to the ideas. The things that sounded ridiculous, reusable rockets, mass-produced electric vehicles, solar roofs, AI interfaces, suddenly started sounding normal, and I realized that the moment an idea becomes normal, it's usually the moment the next frontier is calling. That's why I never really stop. The future doesn't wait politely for humanity to be ready. It keeps moving. And if you want a future worth living in, you have to move faster than the problems chasing you. After Falcon 9's reusability became routine, people started to think SpaceX had made it, but for me, that was just the warm-up. The real challenge was Starship, a fully reusable rocket capable of carrying humans and cargo to Mars. The scale of it was absurd. Steel towers taller than buildings, engines that had never existed before, manufacturing techniques we were inventing in real time. Every day at Starbase felt like working inside a giant experiment, like the entire facility was a living prototype trying to grow into the future. People would ask why I was so obsessed with Mars. And the truth is, it's not about Mars as a place. It's about ensuring humanity becomes a spacefaring civilization. If we stay on one planet forever, we're like a biological backup with no redundancy. One asteroid, one supervolcano, one catastrophic event, and everything humanity has ever created could vanish. That felt unacceptable to me. So every weld, every test fire, every explosion was part of a larger effort, building a future where life survives. At Tesla, we hit new milestones. Model S Plaid, new factories, the evolution of autopilot and full self-driving, and each step reminded me that transitioning the world to sustainable energy is a marathon, not a sprint. People underestimate how hard manufacturing is. Software gets all the glamour, but actually building things is brutal. Every bolt, every wire, every robot matters. And if one step breaks, the entire chain stops. That's why I spent nights sleeping on the factory floor. I wanted to feel the rhythm of the machine, to understand where it was breaking, to be immersed in the thing we were creating. During one of those nights, I remember thinking that humans underestimate their own potential. Most barriers aren't physical, they're mental. We assume something can't be done because no one has done it yet. But once a path is proven, people forget it was ever considered impossible. Neuralink pushed that idea even further. Connecting technology to the brain isn't just about enhancement, it's about healing. I'd meet people whose lives could change with even simple breakthroughs. Paralyzed individuals who might regain movement, people with neurological disorders who might finally have hope. There's something humbling about engineering that directly touches the human mind. It reminds you that technology isn't just machines, it's empathy translated into hardware. The Boring Company kept growing too, almost accidentally. It started as a joke, a tweet about hating traffic, and somehow turned into an entire infrastructure company. That's the pattern in my life. Annoyance transforms into innovation. If something frustrates me enough, I end up building a solution. But the biggest shift, maybe the most impactful, came from AI. The world was accelerating toward artificial intelligence at a speed nobody fully understood. I felt a responsibility not to stop it, because that's impossible, but to guide it responsibly. The future of AI determines the future of humanity, and getting it right is one of the most important things we can do. Being involved in AI made me reflect more deeply on human intelligence, human ambition, and human fragility. We create tools more powerful than ourselves, yet we remain vulnerable. Emotional beings trying to make sense of our place in the universe. That tension is what makes humanity amazing. People sometimes think I operate without emotion, but that couldn't be further from the truth.